crap. Oh, crap. There's no audio on Greg. All right, talk now.
Check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
All right, now there's audio
Check
on Greg.
1. How's
Woo!
it going, man? It's good to see you. Hell yeah, dude.
Good.
Whoa. I'm getting pumped up for the show, dude. I'm getting pumped up, bro.
Jacked up.
Bro, I'm fucking on the Sportsboiz training plan these days. And you're my inspiration for that. You and this show are my inspiration for that. We're getting jacked, we're getting pumped, and we got a great show tonight. I'm psyched to be here, man.
Woo! There are Sly Fox Ninja. They're not supposed to be teeth in your poop. Why are you eating teeth? What's up? Welcome to Sportsboiz. We're here to talk about sports. Let me see if I can. I'm supposed to have a guest come on, but he didn't get back to me.
That's huge.
Let me see.
Who's the guest? Is it? Let me guess. Is it a pro athlete? Is it Michael Rappaport?
No, it's a white male comedy writer in his late 30s, early 40s. So
that's what I am.
Yeah. It's not the most diverse booking.
Hey, man, if you want to talk about diversity, then you came to the wrong show. Because today we're not only going to talk about diversity, we're going to talk about sports, bro. Yeah! March Madness, NBA. I have a few shocking things to say before the end of this show. Predictions, scores, and highlights. I don't know if you saw the Boston Celtics are losing to the Dallas Mavericks by 20 points at halftime. It's brutal. We're going to talk the Final Four. I have so much to get to.
We're going to talk about the moves, the trade deadline moves, the buyouts. Yeah. I mean,
the buyouts, the tryouts. We're going to talk about
the growing pains, spring training. Oh, yeah. Spring trainings coming to an end. Baseball season's upon us, which I am so excited for the next phase of this show, which includes Greg and I, because I'm a PS4 guy, Greg's an Xbone guy, and there's not many cross-play sports games except at April 20th. MLB The Show is coming out, and that's going to be cross-play. And we're going to introduce a new segment of the show where I beat Greg in video game baseball.
Now you say you're going to beat me, but you can only beat me, as we both know, when you use cheat codes.
No cheat codes here, bro. No cheat codes.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see if you use cheat codes or not, and those are going to be some epic battles. I'm really stoked for that.
I am not using cheat codes. The cheat of the code.
Dude, last time I heard about you, you were still using Game Genie, but whatever. I'm digressing. What I want to say is,
Genie. That's a lie.
I can't wait to play, man, and I can't wait for the MLB season. I mean, not everyone's excited for the MLB season, namely the fans of the teams on the bottom of the MLB. Of course, I'm talking about the Baltimore Orioles and the Colorado Rockies. If you are a fan of either of those teams, I'm sorry, but you are a cop. And you do not need to pay attention to the baseball season this year because your team will not win any games.
No, that's the prediction. You've heard it here first, folks. 0. The goose egg.
They're going over, dude. I'm calling it right now. I'm guaranteeing it. The Colorado Rockies, the Baltimore Orioles, these are two teams that will not win one game out of 162 this upcoming baseball season.
Not one game.
Exciting to watch. Not one game. It'll be exciting to watch.
And how long's the season this year?
I think I don't even know. Are they going full? 162? See, this is how we fly on Sportsboiz. We don't get into semantics or specifics. I think it's a full season.
Full season, and still not a single game. Wow.
No, those guys are going over. And I'll tell you the teams at the top of the MLB, if you want me to break it down right now. And a shout out to all your fans in the chat, I do want to say, okay, Sam, because I love doing this with you, and I love the fans in the chat of WKUK. Sly Fox Ninja says Rays are going all the way. The Rays have a good team this year. The problem is the Yankees might have a better team. So the Rays are going to have a hard time, uphill battle, even winning their own division. On top of MLB, you have the San Diego Padres, the fathers of the league, because, you know, you have the New York Yankees that I mentioned. You have the Atlanta Braves in the NL. They're just going to be a tough team to beat. And also in the NL, my favorite for the championship would be the LA Dodgers.
The champions. The championship. I think that the Dodgers, LA Dodgers.
They're going to win it all again. I think that they're going to repeat. You know, there are a lot of good teams, and we don't know what's going to happen. You're going to have guys coming back from COVID. Last year was kind of a fluky year, so this season's going to be different. We'll see what happens, but one thing's for sure, the Boston Red Sox aren't going to be world champions. That's probably, I mean, unless something drastic happens, but, you know, they're kind of a middling team right now. I think the Blue Jays, Rays, and Yankees are all better than the Red Sox in their own division. But the Orioles are in the division too, am I right? So at least they'll beat the Orioles every time they play them, because the Orioles are not going to win any games this baseball season. Whoa, I've already said a mouthful. Bam.
Not for nothing. The Boston Red Sox in preseason, I mean, it's preseason. It's I don't know if you know this, but the Grapefruit League doesn't count in the regular season, doesn't mean anything, but the Boston Red Sox are 16-11, putting them at third place. You know, they're getting wins. What if it's a Cinderella story, huh? What if out of nowhere the Boston Red Sox show up? I mean, stranger things have happened.
There's definitely room for that. And there's room for them to, of course, add on great players as the season goes on. So the roster will change a lot from now until August. And speaking of roster changes, Sam, I wanted to say one more thing about the Red Sox real quick. And, of course, Dirk Crowley shouting out the Cubbies. We want to hear about all your favorite teams. But while we're on the Red Sox, one quick thing I wanted to say was you know, famously a few weeks ago, LeBron James bought into Fenway Partners. And so LeBron James is now a part owner of the Boston Red Sox, which is significant not just because it's LeBron James, but it's also significant because he's been such a vocal fan of his hometown Cleveland team, as well as the New York Yankees, which whenever I see a famous guy wearing a New York Yankees hat, I just got to assume that they're being a poser. And nothing about LeBron James says to me poser. I mean, LeBron James is, you know, one of 10 GOATs. He's amazing. Yeah. He's not a poser, but I will say, I mean, it is surprising that a Yankees fan has turned over to the good side, and bought in to the Boston Red Sox. See, LeBron's smart. He's not going to mess with the Yankees. He's going to side with a real champion.
I wonder if that has something to do. Isn't LeBron, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's a part owner of Liverpool, the
yes,
football club. And I think John Henry, the owner of the Red Sox also has some ownership in a premiership team, which might be Liverpool. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
No, I think you're absolutely right about that.
I wonder if that's the link that got them together. But I'll point this out. LeBron James, part owner of Liverpool, guess who won the premiership last year? By a lot. Liverpool.
Huge. I bet that nobody knew that. I bet you didn't know that. All those people in the chat right now, y'all don't know shit about who won the Champions League last year. Y'all don't even know about FIFA.
Premiership is different than Champions League.
EPL. Yeah, that's what I meant.
EPL.
LeBron owns that. Yeah. If LeBron's smart, in all seriousness, if LeBron, has any guts about him, when he retires from basketball, he'll go try to play in the EPL for Liverpool. Wouldn't that be cool? I mean, I still think it's farcical, laughable that LeBron never really showed his true soul and played in the NFL. There's still time. I mean, he's in his late 30s. I would love to see LeBron James play in the NFL and maybe more realistically play for Liverpool in the EPL one day.
I think, yeah, that would be. It's not baseball. I mean, I guess that's the last thing LeBron James needs to do is tackle a different sport besides basketball. Well, while we're talking about LeBron James, why don't we start talking about some of the big moves that happened this last week? Let's see. What were some big moves? Lakers, they bought after the trade deadline, they bought Andre Drummond. They bought out his contract. So now Andre Drummond is on the Lakers. So now you have Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Andre Drummond just like under the basket being like, guys, no rebounds this game, sorry. And then the New York Nets picked up from the San Antonio Spurs. They picked up what's his name? I'm blanking right now. The New York Nets picked up
Aldridge.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
Aldridge.
Thank you. So but now like the New York Nets is like literally an all-star team from like 4 years ago. You have Kyrie, you have Harden, you have KD, Blake Griffin, and LaMarcus Aldridge. Like as five, that lineup's insane. And yeah. I think it's did you hear about Blake's comments recently?
Yeah, he says everyone's been saying, yeah, I did hear that. People have been putting him down a lot the past couple of years. And he was like, I can't believe they're saying we're stacking Brooklyn when everyone's been telling me I've been terrible for the past 2 years. And it was met with a big laugh. And all I could think of, Sam, was that, man, not only is the NBA facing fiercer competition having Blake in Brooklyn, but now the New York City comedy scene is alive with its greatest athlete/comedian ever, Blake Griffin. He's going to be calling in his avails to the Comedy Cellar. He's going to be dropping in at Caroline's, doing a spot at Stand Up New York, and then downtown at Comics. That guy is going to be dominating the comedy scene.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're stacking. That's what people are upset about. He's stacking the comedy scene.
Yeah, and on a personal note, I'm offended. No, I mean, go ahead.
All right, wait, I messed this up.
I'll tell you. I'll make a confession here. Here's one of the first shocking things I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That stacked Brooklyn team. First of all, I want to know what you think about the Michael Rappaport direct messages that were leaked yesterday. They involved Kevin Durant saying some pretty profane, offensive things to the actor Michael Rappaport.
Whoa! I have not heard about this.
Okay, well, that's one. We'll talk about that. The other thing I wanted to say is there's this bunk ass club in Brooklyn, and it's next door to the Brooklyn Nets practice facility. Okay, it's a dirty strip club. It just so happens to be across from the practice facility. And basically, I was like, I wonder if any of those Nets are going to go to that dirty strip club. I won't even name the name, but it's like a joke amongst me and my friends, this horrible strip club. Now, I should preface this by saying I've never been to this club, and I am not really
I want to know the
strip
name.
Club kind of guy. I am not. That's not my thing.
I've been to Pumps. I've been to Pumps before
it's not
Williamsburg.
Pumps. I never.
Pumps is pretty bad. Pumps is like up there with the least clean strip clubs I've been to. And I've been to some.
Wait, can you rank these real quick while I live? Rank the dirtiest strip clubs. I mean, wasn't there one in Montreal? Was there a Montreal strip club or two?
Oh yeah, I think it was called Club Super Sex. Yeah.
I think they still have like your dignity up there.
I think they still have Zach's wallet up there.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
I mean, they probably still don't have the wallet. They probably threw it away.
What a tragedy.
But what's the club called? I want to know.
Oh, I'll tell you. And it's got a great name. It's called Peyton's Playpen. I like to think of Peyton Manning. Yeah, I like to think of Eli Manning has some ties to the metro area here. I'm in Brooklyn. Eli has some ties. Maybe Peyton opened this place. And it's basically like, see, the thing is, like, I think that guys sometimes, like, when they think of a strip club, they kind of like aggrandize it in their heads. Like they maybe think of like the fanciest strip club they've ever been to. But I'm here to tell you that Peyton's Place, is not fancy. Now, I'm not here to trash them. I'm just here to report on some facts. And by no stretch is this a nice strip club. However, it's across from the Brooklyn Nets facility. Are you putting on a wig, dude?
Hey, Greg, it's me, Peyton Manning.
Oh, Mr. Manning, how are you?
Good.
From the place.
We're starting a band. We're starting a strip club. It's me, Peyton Manning. We're starting a strip club.
I love it, man.
I wore this wig once when I did a show with Josh Fadem where I played Peyton Manning and he played Brad Paisley.
Dude, yes.
I'd be like, Brad, we're starting a band. It's my Peyton Manning. Starting a band. Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's a really great strip club. It's a really great club. Monday night we got DJ Red Zone. He's playing, and we got Mercedes on the main stage. She's a really great girl.
I think it's amateur night Monday through Monday. Amateur night, noon to midnight.
You want to come out? You want to try Peytonville? We'll get you covered. Yeah, we got Allstate to throw in some money, or State Farm,
whichever it is.
Peyton Manning. Guys, it's me, Sam. I'm not.
Oh! That's absolutely huge.
I think it's funny because someone mentioned Papa John doing Peyton. One thing I noticed about Peyton Manning is in most commercials where he's wearing his jersey and pants, like he's like hanging out, he tucks his jersey in. Which is like such a weird move. Such a weird, like, out of touch dad move to tuck your jersey in.
He's a weird guy.
To your khakis.
Like, I don't think, like, a lot of people like to talk about how
Nationwide, yes. That's right.
How great Eli is in commercials, and I don't see it as much. I feel like he's a stale brick of an actor who seems like he's just phoning it in, but I don't know. I guess that's just me. Everyone loves to be like, yo, Peyton Manning. He's the best.
I think those commercials are the best part of his year. I don't think it's work for him. I think it's a hobby.
Oh, 1,000%. That's a great call.
Greg, can I just say I love the fact that you have sign language up.
Kid, I have sign language. But I also have, is this anything?
Nice.
This is nothing, by the way.
Such a good touch.
This is not anything.
Such a good touch.
Dude, I was given, can I tell a quick story? I was given that book.
Yeah.
Is This Anything? That's Seinfeld's book from 2020. It's his latest book. Mm-hmm. 2 different people gave it to me as a Christmas present. But that does not outdo the fact that in like 2000, when the Seinfeld movie Comedian came out on DVD, 5 different people gave me the Seinfeld DVD.
But
like people are like, you know, Greg, he worships Seinfeld.
No,
like they all organize themselves to get me extra copies.
2, maybe 3 people were like, Greg worships Seinfeld. 2, maybe 3 people were like, Greg worships Orny Adams, the other comedian from Comedian.
Dude,
I watched that recently, and he comes off real bad in that movie.
Yeah, and I watched it many times with commentary. There's a commentary. I'm not a big DVD commentary guy, but there's a commentary with Jer, aka The Sign, and Colin Quinn, and it's really funny partly because they just crap all over Orny Adams the entire time. Because like that movie is a lot like Jerry, like the editing and stuff and the direction. It's kind of taking the piss out of Orny Adams. But like when you listen to the commentary, like Jerry in the movie, he only interacts with Orny, I think once, maybe twice in the movie. But like when you listen to the commentary, like they're so callous and like mean about Orny and how much he sucks. And you're like, oh, okay. There's like their only intention was to like make a movie about how fucking much they hated this one comic.
But like if you watching the scene that they have together, Orny is like going up to like Jerry and being like, yeah, you know, can't you just wait till you can stop doing stand up forever? And Jerry's like, no, you have to like doing stand up. Like that's the thing. Yeah. If you're trying to do stand up to not do stand up, fucking quit.
Oh yeah, and Orny reeked of like trying to stand up. He just wanted to become famous and rich overnight.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, if anyone ever wants to buy me a gift, if the sign has anything new out, any new merch, I also have this book is probably somebody gifted me in '92 when it came out. I was like 9. Hey Sam, quick note. Also, when I was back in '92, I was watching the documentary on HBO about it's about this famous game where no, it's not funny. It's Allen versus Pharaoh. It's not a game. What I want to say is in '92, Maureen O'Dowd wrote a famous piece about Woody Allen in Vanity Fair. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember reading that entire piece. And I must have been like 10. Like I was like wicked into Vanity Fair and like the Maureen O'Dowd piece. And I was 10.
You're like, Mom, I don't think you should be going to Small Time Crooks. Woody, I remember like hearing Woody Allen was like the godfather of comedy, and then Small Time Crooks came out, and it was like, really? With Tracy Ullman and Woody Allen, I was like, really? This guy?
Remember scenes from a mall? No, you don't. It's not funny. It's fun. It's crazy how comedy doesn't hold up, huh? Like the great ones do. And to be quite honest, the latest stuff holds up remarkably. So like great stuff does, but when you hear that Woody Allen made 100 movies or whatever, like 4% of them are like still funny. Like I mean, I don't know, whatever. We're off topic. Listen, if anyone tries to tell you again that Woody Allen is the standard in comedy, you tell him Jerry Seinfeld has something to say about that. And I got 2 books and 5 DVDs to prove it.
I just realized something I was like, oh, I got this guest. I sent him a text last night being like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? You want to come on the show? And he got back to me this morning. I bet he thought I sent it this morning. And he thinks the show's tomorrow.
Oh, so do you think there's any way that he still want to come on?
Wait.
And I want to just shout out to some people in the chat. Basically everyone in the chat. All y'all. What is up? Like, there's this great artist that does some of your posters for this show. And whenever they're released, they spell my first name wrong.
Oh, really? Wait, this really?
Fine. I thought it was the reason that I'm bringing it up is because I thought you were playing a practical joke on me.
Wait, this one spells your name right?
Greg is my name.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was one today on Instagram that was GREGG. That was the one I was talking about.
Oh wait,
and I'm not trying to be.
Maybe that was a type. I was just looking because there's the same. The logo from it is on screen right now, and I was looking at that. Maybe they were just having fun with it.
Oh yeah, and I love it. Shout out to Dirk Crowley and Rongina.
Oh yeah,
LOL Rongina. Dickler. Rongina. My bad. What am I doing? Rongina. Oh yeah. Sam, I'm down 6 pounds on the Sportsboiz diet plan, bro.
Really?
Hope you're getting pumped with me.
I think I gained like 5.
Oh, dude,
let me see.
Quarantine times have been brutal, bro.
Brutal.
Today.
They say that people lost, or people gained an average of 2.5 pounds a month.
Oh, I believe it.
So that means in a year of quarantine, we've gained, what's that, 24 plus 30 pounds. 30 pounds in a year.
Oh, I'm trying to burn it off. That's why I have these Seinfeld books, because laughter burns calories. So what I do is I'm like, oh, feeling bloated, and then I read a little sign, and I'm like, oh.
Should we take a caller? If we have,
that would be great, man.
One caller. All right, and just so you know, if you want to call in, just move yourself on over to the Whitest Kids Discord. If you go to the About section on our Twitch, there's a link to the Discord, and go in the waiting room. We'll pull you in, and you can ask us a question about sports, any sport you want to.
Any sport.
All right, let me just flip this. Oh, and turn your video off. What's up, caller?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey,
you hear me?
Loud and clear. Yeah. What's your name?
Oh, perfect. It's Eddie. This is like my third time on here.
What's up, Eddie? I remember you, Eddie.
I was surprised nobody else is in the waiting room. Kind of just jumped in, but I'm just
how's
watching
the
hockey.
NHL going? Yeah,
the NHL is going just fine. I'm happy about baseball coming in too, though, because it's something else to watch.
So one of the big stories in hockey right now are the Sabres? I guess are on a historic
just suck. Yeah,
losing streak.
Yeah, I think they're winning right now, actually, though.
Oh, really? Oh, and they're
beating Philly.
They like fell apart last night, right? Oh wait, whoops.
Yeah, they were up and then they lost it.
With they missed an open goal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, too. I saw the highlight of that. Yeah, threw it at the open net and then got scored on.
That's gotta suck.
Oh yeah, and then losing it in overtime. And that was like to tie the worst record.
Yeah, you're like, you suck, and you're just like, I just don't want to suck historically, like I just don't want to be so bad that I'm the worst, that I'm remembered for sucking forever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is more pressure.
I don't know anything about the guys on the roster or even the guys in the NHL really, but I wonder what professional athletes, like what percentage of them maybe A, don't care about losing, and B, are just trying not to get COVID and they just want to get paid.
Yeah, I mean, at this point for them, it's like, yeah, just try and get out of there alive and don't worry about the wins. Bring up the B team and let them play.
Yeah, at what point are you just like, I'm not gonna get the cup. I just want money. I just want as much money. Have the longest career.
Like, they're gonna start moving guys out of there. Like every player on the team is like lined up outside the manager's door, like, trade me right fucking now.
Yeah.
And who has the best fights?
The best fights? Man, it's just not a whole lot of them anymore. I think I saw.
When was the last great era? When was the last great era of fighting? Like, who was the guy?
Oh.
Like if you wanted to YouTube somebody fighting, who would it be?
I gotta go with Derek Bogard.
Derek Bogard, dude.
Derek Bogard. Should we do it?
He's an all-time fave. He's unfortunately died a while ago, but
sad to hear that.
Solid dude. Yeah, he'd be my guy. Just a giant, a beast.
Eddie, have you bet on any NHL games? Do you ever do that? I think I tried to ask you last time.
Yeah. Like I'll do like the draft ones where you just like pick a bunch of guys, and I've been doing all right at that recently. But nothing.
How does that work? Is that Draft Bros?
Draft Kings.
Draft Kings. I should know, but I've just never. Yeah. I've never been on Draft Kings.
It's I mean, it's fun, but
it's like a different fantasy team every night.
Yeah, basically, like I'll put in like one a day for like a $4, like max out at like a $10 bet, and then I've got friends that'll put in like $15, $20 bets a day and just be filling their account every couple of days.
Yeah, see, there's no winning in sports gambling. Yeah. I feel like, I mean, because unless you're like bankrolled like unless you have a lot of money and you like hit big or something, like it's just never going to work out.
People can win it like on those DraftKings though, like not so much on the NHL, but like the golf ones, there's like $1 million won by somebody every week.
All right, I'm going.
Remember like, when it was like that big controversy where it was like all the what's the other service? It's DraftKings, and what's the other big one?
Oh,
but like it was like
bet something.
I think it's like Fantasy Douche.
Yeah, Fantasy Douche. All the people from Fantasy Douche were using their inside info on Fantasy Douche to win like millions at DraftKings. And they were like, you can't, no.
Yeah, totally. I forgot about that. That was weird. Like, what happened with that?
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about, actually. I think I'm lost here.
It was like the first year of like big fantasy. It's Fantasy Douches? Was that what it was called?
Yeah. It's douche singular. It's douche singular.
Fantasy Douche.
No, it's not really.
No, I think there is a Fantasy Kings. Is it? No, it's DraftKings.
No, DraftKings and Fantasy Pros or something.
I always forget it, and then it's like people are like, you know what it is? It's All In or like something so bad. It's like
Chat, help us
We Bet. Oh, this is.
Someone said FanDuel on the side for another one. That's another one.
FanDuel, exactly. There's all the people.
Thank you. God, the show is tanking right there.
So the thing is that like if you're playing, say it's football, and you're like, if you're like trying to win, the way to go isn't by picking necessarily the best team, because if everyone picks like Pat Mahomes, the way to win is by picking the players that no one's picking.
That's the thing. It's well. Like, and so you picking the guys that are low owned, yeah.
So if you know like who's not being picked, you have a gigantic advantage. Well, you have to assume the trends stay the same between the two sites that are like almost the same exact thing. So people that were working at FanDuel were using the information on who was getting picked at FanDuel to destroy in DraftKings. And like it's one of those things where they just like caught it by, I believe they caught it by like statistical anomaly, where it's like, oh, no one can be winning this much unless they're cheating.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a big
news. So like they figured out on FanDuel the percentages and then used that on DraftKings?
Yeah. Because it's not like illegal to, it's like insider trading, but without any sort of regulation.
Yeah, it's not illegal, but it's mean.
Yeah, it's mean. Hey, Greg.
I think they were looking to make it illegal. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna do something really quick and stream. I'm gonna like ignore the fact that I'm gonna send Greg something really quick. You know what? I'm gonna go black for a second. I'm gonna go dark, black out the stream for just a second.
Oh wow, our viewers started going up when you said that. That's really town. Check it out.
Okay, we're back.
Oh, Sam's back. Don't staying steady.
So wait, Greg, I sent you a link.
Oh, where in the? Oh man,
in the chat. Go to this link.
I can't. Where's the chat?
On the left side, you see my face in the little circle on the left side.
Got it.
Go to that link, enter your name, connect yourself to this. We can watch a video through this.
Thank you. 1 second. 1 second. Loading. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Enter your name. Oh. Party.
Who is that? Wait, hold on. I'm gonna pick up some Derek Bogard clips.
So today in Brooklyn was a banner day because my wife, who is an angel on earth, got her first vaccine dab, and also Sam Brown, New York City legalized marijuana.
What? Sick.
And it's a more liberal law than even California. I don't know what Canada does. Hey, Eddie, do they accept people into Canada? Like, if I came and like crashed on your couch, would like the Mounties come find me? Canada's like so chill compared to the U.S. I kind of want to move there. What part of Canada are you in?
I'm in Saskatchewan.
Huge. I've heard of that.
Do they call that the sack?
They could. Yeah, you can go ahead and call it that.
Scatch.
Yeah, we got a lot going on here, you know.
What are you famous for in Saskatchewan?
What are we famous for? Just like it's the flattest place. There's nothing going on. I think Brock Lesnar has a cottage here somewhere where he hunts and eats what he catches. That's what we're known.
Have you ever seen?
Wait, who does?
Ever seen Brock Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar?
No shit.
A place in Saskatchewan.
Am I not allowed to swear?
No, I'm afraid of Brock Lesnar, so I get scared. I get scared when people say his name.
So Saskatchewan is like adjacent to Suplex City?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, it's basically, you basically live in Suplex City, huh?
Yeah, well, like adjacent to Suplex City, I'd say.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, Sam, you had it right.
We're Suplex City adjacent.
Yeah.
I fucking love I love Brock Lesnar. It's just like WWE was just like, hey, what if we had a monster? Wouldn't that be a cool angle if we just had a monster in here?
Yeah, you know how we got all these huge guys? Why don't we get like someone bigger and scarier?
that Suplex City match was
a psychopath haircut.
Yeah. Fucking nice.
Saskatchewan has about 1 million people, huh?
Yeah, 1 million people, I think, in the whole province now, maybe a little over.
So it's a province. It's not like a city. It's like a region.
I'm in Regina, which is the capital city.
Ooh, one of our big
how many
fans
people live
is
there?
Regina.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm like, wait, Regina lives in Regina. I think we'll have to verify that. But what goes on in Regina? Is it, when you say it's a city, is it like are there like buildings?
Yeah. There's a couple. There's like, I think like 300,000 people here now, maybe. Like that might be generous, but
so if I know that none of us are immigration lawyers, but I want to know if I just wanted to be like, man, I want to go live in Regina, like I couldn't just up and move there, right? They'd kick me out after like a few months, right? They'd be like, go back. Or at this point, can I even travel there? What if I have? Who cares? Never mind.
Guys.
First of all, they'd ask if you're sure you want to move there.
Time out for a second. Griggle Garoggle just went off, gifted 4 tier 1 subs. Bah, bah, bah.
Thank you. Griggle Groggle. What a name.
This is name.
I'm
getting extra jacked.
I wanted to bring up one Derek Bogard thing. It's not a real good story, but I got to meet him once when I was working at a hockey store in Regina.
Cool.
Like,
huge.
Yeah, like maybe my second day there, he walks in and just like 6'7", scary looking guy comes in with his huge skates that he's like, here, you guys can take these and sell them for me and like keep the money or whatever. So we had like these size 15 skates to sell and someone bought them just because they were Bogarts, but he was like just the nicest guy for a guy that just beat the crap out of people for a living.
Whoa,
I have a fight queued up of Derek Bogard versus
a boogeyman fight.
Todd Federick in October 27th, 2006. All right. You're going to have to watch this on stream. Right.
I like it.
Cool.
Some good old-fashioned hockey violence. Now, some people will tell you to get fighting out of hockey. I say add even more. Wait, that guy Bugard passed away, did you say?
He did, yeah. He well, I mean, after hockey, he like every fighter had all these concussion and head issues, so he was on a lot of like painkillers and stuff, and I think he overdosed in his apartment in Minnesota or something.
Sports.
Yeah, sorry.
Sportsboiz is canceled.
Sorry. Yeah.
Good night, everyone. See you later.
Just found out about CTE, and
I just found out this guy Bugard existed.
Killed the movie.
Then I got explained CTE, and then I got told Bugard's dead.
Yeah.
You know what? I wonder what his impetus to pull over to the side of the road and go into your hockey shop and be like, "Yo, sell my skates" was. Like, I mean, he could have like you said, he was a nice guy, so he was just trying to hook up your shop. But like,
yeah.
Did you ever like think about just like leaving them on display, or like did you upsell them? Like, did you sell them for like $500?
We sold them like they were going to be used for regular skates, so they were like used like hockey skates. So we just like priced them for what they were worth for that, and didn't really.
So no one was like, no. Wait, these are soaked in blood. They're like, yo, wait, is this brain on the blade? And you're like, listen.
Yeah. No one's like, we can clone Derek Bogard if we have these skates. Yeah. Good times. Speaking of medicine, I got a story for you guys. I was picking up a prescription from the neighborhood Walgreens, and Greg just dropped out.
I'm sorry, I'm back. Walgreens.
Story isn't that bad yet, right? And all of a sudden, it's COVID. Everyone's wearing masks. All of a sudden, I hear this voice that goes, "Hey, it's me. What's up?" And then shouting to the farm, like the head pharmacist, and goes, "Hey man, hey, you're my friend. And I'm like, I know that voice. And he goes, "Yeah, you're my friend, right, man?" And I'm like, I know who this is. And I'm looking. Guy's got a torn shirt, like the back of his shirt is torn. And he's like, "We're friends, right?" To the pharmacist. It's fucking Pauly Shore. It's fucking Pauly Shore screaming that he's friends with the pharmacist. And then he's like, he's like, "Where's the suntan lotion?" Fucking straight. I'm like, talking like Pauly Shore. Like, I expected him to be wheezing juice. He's like, "Where's the suntan lotion?" And he went over and grabbed suntan lotion, and then was like, "Hey bud, we're friends, right?" And the pharmacist goes, "You never call me." So he called him the pharmacist by name. And then he goes, "Hit the button so I can go to the bathroom. I gotta piss, man." Hit the button. The guy's like, "I can't." He's like, "You gotta get the key up front." And he's like, "Oh, just hit the button. We're friends, right?" He's doing the weasel. He's still Pauly Shore. You can take the shore out of the Pauly, but you can't take the Pauly out of the shore.
Dude, that is amazing on so many levels. This was recent?
This was like 4 days ago.
Dude, I'm just gonna pose a few pointed questions. They're not to comment on anything. I just want to know, A, why would you ever have to use the bathroom at a pharmacy in COVID? Like, I haven't used it. I don't go anywhere in COVID. I can't imagine being like, "Yeah, buzz me into your John, bro." Like, fuck that. That makes no sense. Okay, that's one.
See, the weird thing is I never used public bathrooms before COVID, but now that COVID happened, I'm all about them. So it's a weird kind of reverse psychology thing.
Yeah, you're like, "Get in line, wheeze." He's like, "Bro, buzz me into the bathroom edge," and you're like, "Yo, Sam Brown's next, bro."
I like that. That's what Pauly Shore clout is worth now. Like, he gets special used to going to the bathroom. That's how he's the thing. Celebrity.
That's the thing. He didn't.
It's not even.
He tried. He didn't get in. The guy told him you gotta get the key from up front, and he was like, "Oh no, thank you."
Yeah, it's like, or just go back to your house. Like, why was he high? Like, was he drugged out? I mean, Pauly Shore, I think, kind of gets after it. And I think if you're at a pharmacy asking to use the bathroom, you can't rule out some sort of substance. I'm just saying.
And his T-shirt was torn in a way. It was torn in a way that didn't look like a style choice. It was torn in a way that looked like sometime in the last few times wearing it, you know when someone gets in a fight, like one of those really like not a cool fight like the one we saw,
like Bugard on the NHL.
No, not like a Bugard fight. When they get in a like what fights actually look like, and they walk away and they're all like, ooh, and they're like just like kind of they're kind of crying, and you're like, dude, don't cry. But they're like, oh, you ruined look what he did to my shirt. That's how his shirt was torn. Was like in the middle of the back, like flapped.
Dude, I'm afraid
What's up?
now.
I done one.
Dude, I absolutely love this Pauly story, but I'm afraid now we're gonna like hear about him getting in a fight. Like we're gonna log off on this later, and it's gonna be like TMZ, like Pauly Shore gets kicked out of the pharmacy. It's gonna be like Sam was there. I can't believe he's getting kicked out of pharmacies. I can't believe he's asking me to use the bathroom. I guess I can believe it. I'm blown away.
I was tempted to be like, hey, Weasel. Do you think I would have gotten a positive reaction or a negative reaction? Hey, Weasel.
I want to say positive because I don't think he gets recognized as much these days. I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think he's sick of getting spotted all the time? Like, is he?
That's the thing.
Yeah, he's like, oh man, he's like, I gotta run away.
Don't
me
bust
out of here,
my
buddy.
spot, man. I recognized him by his voice alone. Like I did not look up before I was like, that's fucking Pauly Shore. Yo. That's fucking Pauly Shore, man. Yeah.
That's great, man. I wonder, did he pick up a prescription?
No, he bought suntan lotion, but bought it from the pharmacist.
Oh my god!
It was like 3 items.
Call me anymore. Oh,
I think that's the funniest thing is like ending up behind. I fucking like it's happened to me like 3 or 4 times in LA where I've ended up behind a celebrity in line for something, and I've ended up right when COVID started. I was at a supermarket behind Edward Furlong, who was just stocking up. You could tell.
I love that. As soon as COVID started, both you and Eddie Furlong were like, "We got to go to the grocery store."
Yeah, we got to get some canned soup. Dude, I mean, like, if someone knows something about a doomsday, it's Edward Furlong.
It's Eddie. Yeah, that's a good
career.
That's great.
Did you watch Kid 90?
Oh my God, Sam, I love Kid 90, man. That was halfway through. Okay, Kid 90 is on Hulu. I hope everyone's seen it. It's Soleil Moonfry, aka Punky Brewster's documentary about being famous in the 90s.
Documentary.
It's the best movie I've ever seen in my life. Okay,
see,
at one point,
Basically, it's like because like Punky Brewster, she was rich as a kid, and so when we were all like saving up to get Walkman, she had like the most expensive video cameras all the time and would like bring them everywhere and videotape everything.
Yeah, cameras which she barely knew how to use, it seems, because a lot of the footage is a little shaky. But yeah. About halfway through, she details her relationship with Danny Boy, a.k.a. the founding member of House of Pain, and she details her House of Pain days. I'm like, I didn't know Punky had a House of Pain days. And my wife turned to me and said, "This is now my favorite film."
Yeah, I think the Academy made a mistake. I saw the nominations for Best Documentary, and Kid 90 was snubbed. It was snubbed.
Oh my God, Sam, in all seriousness, forget the best doc category, okay? Best picture, man. I watched a movie. I watched one of the nominees for Best Picture before Kid 90. Dude, it didn't even compare, bro. It was like Kid 90 blows it out. I watched this movie. Oh, it's so bad. I could barely get through it. It's called Mank.
I haven't seen. I know what Mank is. David Fincher.
I know you do. I'm being silly, but it was so. I found it so torturous and so very black and white and wordy and bad, and I just didn't care by the end. And by the way, there's a lot of vomiting at the end. I don't like vomiting. But anyway, Kid 90 is a million times the movie Mank is. I mean, come on, Academy, wake up. Kid 90 Best Picture.
The cameos in that movie are so insane. And we'll tie this into sports, actually. Is like, she not only goes through a House of Pain phase, she moves to New York and goes through a kids phase where she's hanging out with Harold Hunter and the other guy, the guy that died of a drug. No, he killed himself. The guy that played Casper. That actually, the most tragic thing in that movie, though, is she was friends with Jonathan Brandis. And she has voicemails of Jonathan Brandis. Chat knows Jonathan Brandis. She's voicemails of Jonathan Brandis. And he sounds like the sweetest, like such a sweet but like tortured soul. Like, he sounds like he like didn't get the affection he needed to kind of make it through this life, and it made the death sound very, very tragic. It was,
dude. I mean, in all seriousness, yeah, like I totally thought the same thing. I mean, there's a scene in there where he visits her in the hospital, and I think that some of his friends said maybe he drank a lot. And I've also read that there was a movie that he was cut out of that he was devastated by. But it's like, I don't know. It's so sad for me that so many of her friends died because it was such a waste. It's like, you just feel like those lives should have been saved, or like that talent shouldn't have been gone so soon. But anyway, yeah, that Brandeis thing was unbelievable.
Yeah. I honestly, after watching that, I was like, man, he would have been a big talent. I think.
Yeah, and that's why, I mean, that's why I bring up the alcohol and the career setbacks. It's like something that seems like so insurmountable at some points. Like, there's help for people is what I'm trying to say. People know that, but it's important to kind of repeat that, because like, I'll be damned if like Punky Brewster lost half of her friends to like suicide. It's insane.
Yeah.
Dude, the kids, when she brought in the kids, she was like, and that's when I moved to New York and started living with kids. I almost fell off my fucking couch. I was like, we're moving from House of Pain to kids. This is the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
I used to see Harold Hunter around parties in New York when I lived in New York, and it was a funny thing. He was always like, not that this is funny, it's tragic now, but he was always like really trash. I remember once I like was at a party, and it was like this like Brooklyn loft party, and there was like a mostly empty bottle of whiskey next to me. And I was like next to him, and I like grabbed the bottle and just like drank the last few drops of whiskey in it. And he kind of like, it wasn't my bottle, it was just someone tossed it. And I was like, And he was like it was the move.
He was like, that's the move. He's like, the other move is sleeping on Punky Brewster's couch. Because that's where he was living at the time, according to
maybe it was Punky Brewster's couch, so.
Dude. That movie could have been a 20-episode series. There was so much good stuff in it.
Should we go back to talking about sports?
Yeah, if anyone in the chat wants to talk about sports or whatever you want to talk about,
Eddie?
The Final Four.
Eddie, yo, thanks for calling in. Always a pleasure hanging out with you.
For sure.
Yes, Eddie, call back again sometime and keep it real with Canada, bro. Thank you. I'm gonna watch more YouTube fight videos.
All right. If you want me to bring up any clips, just leave that window open. I can bring up clips and we can watch them.
Oh, all good, man.
Yo, what up? We got Lord Snow 992 in the chat. Lord Snow 992. What up? I'm doing this not so.
I gotta say, I am so excited about these Brooklyn Nets. I don't care that they're stacking their team. I want a champion in
I think
my
that's
borough,
exciting.
and I want it now. I'm stoked.
Let's talk about some more basketball news. Another big move. Another team that made a lot of moves was the Boston Celtics. They picked up from the Orlando Magic. They picked up Evan Fournier. Now, Evan Fournier had his debut against the Pelicans the other night. I think in like 32 minutes, he scored a total of, correct me if I'm wrong, but zero points, folks. 0 points.
I think he set a record for going 0 for however many, 14 or something.
0 for 10
on a new team. 0 for 10 on a new team. That's it's not a promising start, unfortunately. And I don't know. Earlier when I checked, they were getting killed by the Dallas Mavericks. So unfortunately, this doesn't look like the Celtics' year to make it out of the East. But you and I love them nonetheless.
Here's the other move that they made, though. They Daniel Tice went to the Bulls, and I don't get it. Like, they picked up. Who did they pick up? They picked up two guys. They picked up Mo Wagner. Am I saying that right? Mo Wagner, right?
I think it's Wagner, like the classical music.
Okay, yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I'm just being.
Let's see. They picked up Mo Wagner and Luke Cornett and Moritz Wagner. But they got rid of Daniel Tice, and I always liked Daniel Tice.
I did too. He was a member of the German national team. I think he's German through and through, and I think that the Germans, they're machines.
Yeah. And
he's basically the closest thing they had to a Boston Dynamics robot playing for them.
And
you'll recall, Sam, I think that they should incorporate those robots onto the Celtics. Go on.
All right. The Celtics did lose today. They lost 113 to 108 to the Mavericks. Let's see how Evan Fournier did.
Can you all hear me?
Yo, we can hear you now. Yeah. What's up, man?
Well, I didn't want to interrupt because you guys are talking about basketball, which I know very little.
We were on fire, bro.
No, but I actually went into it because I am from Minnesota, and Derek Bugard is like the shit. Like everyone loved him, and then he died, and it was like a big thing. And the video that you played, we all like loved him while he was on the Wild because he played when it was like Marion Gaborik and like it was when the Wild was at their time when we could have won the Stanley Cup, but we still didn't because we still have never won it. But
that day will come, man. I mean, no state deserves it more. I mean, Minnesota has got to be the biggest state for hockey, right? I mean, there's others that contend, but like I have friends who live in Minnesota, and it's just like it's all people talk about there.
I don't know how much you guys saw the college part. I came in a little late to your stream, but the Frozen Four this year for the top college teams was 3 Minnesota teams and then Massachusetts. It's like what? And then it just doesn't show up anywhere because there's a lot of other things team. I think it was just University of Massachusetts.
UMass. Yeah, I mean, because like UMass has famously BU, BC, UMass. Those are teams that do threaten the Frozen Four all the time. But I feel like still, like from a cultural standpoint, Minnesota blows Massachusetts out of the water in terms of like hockey culture.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. I mean, I'm 29 now, and or almost 29. And when I
happy birthday
this whole week. Thank you. When we this whole week, I just got a ton of messages from all different college friends, like, "Oh, St. Cloud's in it, we're gonna win it," and then University of UMD, like Duluth, like they're like, "Oh no, we're gonna win it," and then Minnesota State. It's like, it was pretty funny, but I don't know if you guys talked about it or not since you're on Bugard, but I'll let you guys keep talking away.
No, yeah.
Thank you.
That was like, wasn't that a thing in that Miracle on Ice team? Was that like a ton of the members of that team were straight up from Minnesota?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, part of it, I think everyone there has
over like 50% of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
have ice
down their backyard
5 months of the year, you know.
Yeah.
I'll grow up playing on ponds in the backyard.
That's like such a big thing as far as like fostering athletes is like all the, you know, like California, Florida, Texas, a lot of like pro athletes come out of these areas because, you know, for like football and for warm weather sports because they play the most. And it even goes down to like things like skateboarding. Like a lot of, you know, like those kind of athletes come out of these warm weather places. But then like if, you know, it's something like hockey, it's going to be a cold weather place where they have the access. So sports are all about
absolutely
having the access. And that's why like, you know, like soccer, it's, you know, like football is such a world sport is because all you need is a ball and 2 goalposts.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, like hockey gets tricky there because it's a big equipment sport.
Yeah.
Right. Not everyone can be a Shaun White because we're not growing up on mountains snowboarding every single day.
Yeah, man, snowboarding is like wicked expensive, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of my point. Like Sam said, like a ball and 2 posts. Like, oh, that's easy. Like anyone can do that.
Yeah, same with basketball. Like, when I was growing up, all we had was a peach basket and a little round ball, and I would dunk on the peach basket, and we like just kind of like put it up like 9 or 10 feet, and I would dunk. I don't know where I was going with that, but that's how we used
You
to
grew up in Springfield, right? Yeah.
Yeah, in the 1890s.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's funny.
It's incredible. I mean, tennis, like look at all those sports. Like each sport has a different like, you know, ease with which, and yeah, it is interesting, Sam.
Yeah, sports are all just about like getting your kid, getting them young, forcing them to do that thing all the time. Like
yeah, and like there's different, like if I had to do it all over again as a kid, I would have trained to be a NFL punter.
Johnny Hecker over here.
It's low pressure.
The stress would kill you. I think no, that's a lot of pressure, man.
No, not a place kicker. The punter.
Punter.
Not the place kicker.
The
punter.
Oh no. I could never place kick. I mean, place kicking. I mean, it makes me nauseated to think about the pressure that's involved in place kicking. But punting is just like you just kind of Anyway, I think I should have been a punter.
I bet.
What's the hardest position?
I bet Johnny Hecker is the fucking coolest dude. From the Rams, the punter on the Rams, who's like a captain on the Rams. Like, to be a punter and be the captain of the team, it's fucking cool. I bet he's a fun hang. Guaranteed.
Yeah, because you got to win over the whole team. I don't think punters are universally respected.
Yeah, you got I like the idea too that you know how to do one passing play, and those, that's fun. And it's
I
also
do this play once every 3 years.
Once every 3 years I do this play, and I'm either the hero or everyone's pissed at the coach for calling the play. If I had to do it over and do a sport and train for a sport, it would be the that sport that we've been talking about that's new at the Olympics, where it's handgun shooting, horse racing, biking, swimming.
Oh.
Let me look.
Decathlon?
It's not the decathlon.
You would be a decathlonist.
Yeah, no? I would be the decathlonist.
Well, Sam, you have marathons.
I would probably be a breakdancer, professional breakdancer. I'd start at a young age.
Love it, dude. It's in the Olympics now. You could win gold. Dude, I think that you could still do that, man.
Thank you.
So,
listen, you can go and win gold at the Olympics. We'll talk off the air.
There's a skiing thing like that too, where I think it's a biathlon.
Breakdancing while skiing?
No, not breakdancing, but when you do the ski then shoot. And we did we do a lot of cross country skiing up here, in Minnesota, and I actually did that in high school and shit. We we're all then we'll do this, and then we'll keep going on, and we'll just get guns, and then we'll be able to keep skiing. And it's no one will ever do that. And then you see it on the Olympics. It's how did you get into the Olympics doing this? What route do you go down?
Oh, the sport I'm talking about is the modern pentathlon, which is swimming, handgun shooting, horseback riding, running, and fencing.
Fencing?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
It's the sport of the future, everyone.
Oh my God. That would be so if you could master one sport, you'd master that's a good choice.
The modern pentathlon.
It's the Liam Neeson. I have a particular set of skills, and it's
I have a particular set of skills, and it's 5 skills.
Yeah.
And they all happen to be part of the same Olympic event. Yo, honestly, if I could master one sport and become the GOAT in one sport and become world famous, undisputed GOAT, like above even a Tom Brady or Michael Jordan, I think it would either be breakdancing or golf. Now, here's why I say golf. It's not even because I love golf more than the other sports. I just feel like being a pro golfer and basically just hacking away on the most beautiful courses in the world, 5-hour work days. I mean, it's just, that sounds beautiful to me.
Yo, Nate, I see you're in the chat. Do you want to hop in and talk to us? Do you want to hang? You can hang us on audio if you want. Sorry, I was talking to my brother. Yeah, I mean, golf would be sick. Have you seen...
Or weightlifting.
Have you seen... Chat, help me out with this. There's some professional golfer, and I think she's married to like I think she's married to Bruce Koepka or someone like that. But she's also a professional golfer, and she's a smoke show. Don't tell Emily I said this. It's total. Who am I talking about, chat?
Porzingis? No, it's Wayne Gretzky's daughter.
Is it? What's
Paulina
her name?
Gretzky? Listen, most of the wives of millionaire pro golfers, are
it's not
attractive
Bruce.
People. Most of the husbands of female pro golfers are hot dudes.
What's her... This I feel like I'm driving the show into the ground.
No, not at all, man. The viewers are going up. Love it, dude. Shout out to everyone. I mean, first of all, Noop Doze, killing it. Leper Conflute, love sports, boys. Shout out to you. Shout out to everyone in the chat, man.
I'm doing some research here, guys.
Jada Taylor, LOL Dickler says actually start. Okay, shout out to you. Everyone in the chat. By the way, keep getting at us in the chat. Call us if you want. Sportsboiz are live for the next 45.
Also, thank you guys for having me on.
Oh,
okay, thank you, man.
If anyone else jumps into the Discord and wants to jump on with you guys, I don't know if anyone else is hanging out there. Just to help you.
How that works? I just lift weights. Oh yeah, sure. There's an attractive lady. Oh yeah, she's a female pro golfer. That lady,
Paige Spiranick.
Yeah, she's a pro golfer / podcaster. I think. She's a I like that you're like. Don't tell that I'm Googling top 15 most attractive female golfers. That was great.
Yes. Do not tell my wife that. She is in the other room, and she is...
she's in the other room Googling hottest dude golfers.
Or hottest female golfers, whatever. It's the year 2021.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm being very heteronormative. And so are you by Googling hottest female golfers, okay? You're out heteroing me right now. How's Nate doing? Shout out to Nate. And shout out to Ryan Walker.
Yeah.
And Beodin 420. Who says golf sucks. And Beodin is, they make a good case. Golf, that sucks. But have you seen this lady, Paige? What's that lady's name again, Sam? Because I see her a lot on Instagram.
Paige Spiranack.
I think she has a sports podcast, and she's very popular with the kids.
As popular as Sportsboiz? We should have her on the show.
That would be great. Paige Spiranack. We know this. You're watching the replay of Sportsboiz. You're thinking, why can't I go on there with those guys and really tell it to them like it is? Teach them a lesson about sports broadcasting. Please, come on, Sportsboiz. We'll settle the score. What score, I don't know, but Paige, we'd love to have you as a guest.
Greg, is there a you heard of Trailer Boys? It's not my place to ask, but
I love the Trailer Boys.
You seem like a great guest to go onto Trailer Boys, which the chat was talking about earlier.
That's our Sunday show.
I would love to. Yeah, I mean, the last time we did Sportsboiz, Nate, the great Nate Brown, Sam's brother, introduced me to Dino Cop. And I had never heard of Dino Cop, but it is now my second favorite movie to Kid 90, which we were just talking about a little earlier. The trailers on Trailer Boys are unbelievable. Like, I mean, listen, you're talking about Nate and Sam Brown. Like, you can't get anything by these guys. They're hilarious and amazing for a reason, and Trailer Boys is now part of that reason.
Dino Cop? Is it like a Kung Fury type thing?
No, it's like a guy in a T-Rex suit with Whoopi Goldberg, and they're cops.
No, I think that's called Theodore Rex.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nate, Sam, everyone in the Trailer Boys community. It was Theodore Rex. What's Dino Cop? Maybe I just wrote a new movie.
You're onto something, man.
That's like you wrote a new movie that's a ripoff of Dino Cop.
Yeah, and everyone's gonna let me know about it. Wait, why don't we just do a remake of Theodore Rex without permission and call it Dino Cop?
It's a good idea.
We'll do a shot for shot Gus Van Sant style remake. Sam, about 10 years ago, you had some costume. Like, do you have a dinosaur costume lying around? Like, maybe. Anyway, we'll talk off the air.
I have a giant head of my own head that I don't know what to do with. I've got that.
Oh, that's awesome. I gotta get Vax to come out there and try that on.
Get vaxxed.
Kid, I am hyped to vax, bro. Yeah, come on. Vax me.
What you watching the March Madness?
I'm watching the March Madness, man, and let me tell you something. Your team from California, UCLA has shocked the world, okay?
Yeah.
This March Madness is one to remember for college basketball fans, and here's why. It was so fluky, so many low seeds advancing, so many crazy upsets, and not the least of which is a team like UCLA, which I'm not going to go off on a rant here too much, but they're an 11 seed. They're only the fourth ever 11 seed to make it to the Final Four. The Final Four, by the way, is happening this Saturday night. And UCLA is the first team ever, I believe, to play a play-in game and make it to the Final Four.
Wow.
And it just goes to show how fluky March Madness is. And what I love about March Madness is it's for fans and non-fans alike, because people love filling out the brackets. And it makes everyone an expert on college basketball. No one's seen a game, but they're like, ooh, I know Gonzaga's going to win it all. Or like, ooh, Baylor's totally going to beat Ohio. Like, people just suddenly like think they're an expert on all these like random teams. Like, they're like picking games. Like, you know, like my mom has a bracket. Like, just people who never even watch basketball are like, ooh, Oregon State, I think they're going to lose to Abilene Christian or whatever random teams. And UCLA going to the Final Four, no one would have picked it. I mean, I'm certain that there's diehard UCLA fans out there who maybe did it as a joke, but like I watched them playing versus Michigan State in the play-in game, and they barely won that game. They barely got into the tournament. And the fact that they're in the Final Four just goes to show, I mean, it's madness, folks. It's fucking madness.
It's March Madness.
I think it's going to be Gonzaga-Baylor in the final game. Gonzaga-Baylor.
Let me give some shout-outs for a second.
Back in the first Sportsboiz, I think I called that one.
Oh, I think, yeah. Let's go to the tape.
We will.
All right. This is a replay here.
You're like, let's go to the tape, and then it's the Theodore Rex trailer.
Let me do some shout outs here. Let's see. Henry the Rat subbed 7 months, tier 1. That's very nice of you. Griggle Groggle gave out. We called that out when it happened. Cool Yawn sub for 4 months. Sports Again, Resident Sleeper. Oh, thank you. Helping Stein gave out 1 sub. That's very nice of you. Very generous. Helping Stein said, "Love you boys." Sly Fox Ninja subbed for 7 months with Prime. That's very nice. And Open Up, It's the Cops. It's been 6 months already. Sub for 6 months. That's very cool. Very cool. Thank you guys for subbing. It's very helpful. Again, I'm sure y'all know this, but we're trying to raise money to make this Whitest Kids movie, this Mars movie, and yeah. Thanks for watching the network. It's really cool to do this, and we still got more Sportsboiz, but I just wanted to say thanks to everyone. And we got some more subs. Leprechaun Flute gifted a tier 1. That's very nice. Very cool.
I love that name, Leprechaun Flute.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
I actually, you kind of mentioned Sam on Trailer Boys last week, or just a few days ago, that you're like, oh, only $5 were donated. And then at the very end there, I threw in 20 just to test out how the donating system works, because I've never actually done it, even though I'm subscribed on Twitch. And then
thank you very much.
Yeah, but then
I'm sorry I missed it.
My point of it's okay, man. My point of testing it was to see that if I can donate during Newsboys to pump you guys. Let's try this out. See if it works. And I'm like, did it work? yeah. I mean, it's all going to Mars. Why not try to get same cause?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's absolutely huge. If Newsboys isn't spending half of their show talking about Sportsboiz, then man.
Exactly. That's my point. If they're yeah. I mean, they talk about Sportsboiz every now and then, but every time they do, they're like, we don't want to talk about sports. There's another channel about it. It's like, well, tell people to go to it then.
Yeah.
I love you guys. You guys are amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, thank you. $1 billion.
We're gonna take another caller. We got the crazy saxophonist on the line. So thanks so much for calling in.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. That's a really cool thing that these donations are going towards your Mars movie. I just wanted to vocalize that. And let's go to the caller. Where are you calling from?
He's not in yet. Greg, you made us look like an idiot.
I think it's forgivable. Mars. It's the next frontier.
It's the next frontier. Yeah, you're right.
Did you see that Grimes today said she wants to die on Mars? No, never mind.
That's so morbid. That's so morbid of her. Why would she want that? She's married to the richest man in the world.
I know.
What the world must be very weird to Grimes. What's up, crazy saxophonist?
Not too much. Enjoying Sportsboiz. I had a quick question for y'all. Now that March Madness is upon us and we're in the thick of it, are y'all familiar with North Korea's basketball rules by any chance?
I saw someone in chat. Were you talking about this in chat? I'm not familiar with this.
Yeah.
Is it that the dictator should be allowed to win every game? Or I did see Dennis Rodman's amazing documentary. Sam, I think we've talked about that, right? His documentary where he went to North Korea.
Probably the best thing that Vice ever did.
Yes, the Big Bang in Pyongyang. That has a lot about North Korea basketball. But what are you referring to, caller?
So Dennis Rodman actually is a huge reason for why basketball is wildly popular in North Korea. But they've changed the rules from what we have. So they made a couple of different changes to try to make things more fun, and the first change that they made is far and away my favorite. Slam dunks are worth 3 points.
Whoa. I like that too.
So it's excellent because, yeah, so many people are going for slam dunks, and it's just so much more fun. Missing a free throw costs a point. I think baskets made in the last 3 minutes are worth 8 points instead of 2. And anything that would normally be a 3-pointer gets 4 points if it doesn't touch the rim.
Oh, wait, I didn't know about this, and I am vibing hard off of these awesome rules.
This is insanity.
Yeah, it's total chaos. You've got people who are going hard for, slam dunks. You've got people getting pissed when they miss free throws. You've got, 3-pointers that all of a sudden change the game because they're 4 points, and then the last 3 minutes of the game are totally nuts.
So wait, the last 3 minutes, any basket is worth 8 points?
I believe so. Now, I've never been, so I can't verify any of this. But
okay. Then why are we even listening to you if you've never been to North Korea?
So every basket. I mean, like, the 3-point shot has changed the game, has changed the fabric of basketball. And that's because it's worth 150% of a regular basket. It's 1.5 times of the value. And so people have figured out that, like, hey, we just need to be shooting more threes. I mean, the Golden State Warriors figured out that, like, hey, if we shoot tons of threes, it won't matter that we're missing, because if we're just making a good amount of those, it's such a statistical imbalance that it's worth it. But if a basket's worth 4 times 400% of a regular basket, it's like, all right, we just got to play defense the whole game and then just go off in those last 3 minutes. If we have the ball, we're fucking slam dunking it for 8 points. And that's the other thing is slam dunks, which, like, yeah, like I want to see more slam dunks, but, like, having a slam dunk be a 3-pointer, it's just a lot more of a surefire basket than a 3-pointer. I mean, I feel like it makes sense that it's such a hard shot to make, but, like, a slam dunk. And then I can't even wrap my head around the foul shot thing. So wait, a foul, if you miss both fouls, it's a point off, or if you miss one foul?
No, if you miss a free throw, you lose a point.
What? Why not make the free throws be worth 2 points then?
I'm not sure if they are. They might be.
If you make each worth 2 points, it's the same thing as if you miss, you lose.
It reminds me a little bit of, like, MTV 90s Rock and Jock B-ball. I don't know if
Rock and Jock,
that.
where they had the high basket that was worth like 10 points. It was like a basket that was like 30 feet above the regular basket. And if you can make it in the 30-foot basket, 10 points. At least that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, like, I gotta say, like, in all seriousness, like, there's a lot being said about how high threes are now. Like, now, like, in a game, you'll see, like, 80 or 90 3-pointers attempted. And it's like, they talk about how the NBA ratings are down. To me, the NBA ratings are down probably a lot because of that. I mean,
yeah,
like, I just really think that, like, a lot of people who fell in love with basketball, they fell in love with it because of things like driving to the hoop and dunking and, like, tough defense. So now when you watch a game and you're going to see like 80 or 90 threes, it's like you kind of know what to expect and you can kind of tune out until the playoffs. Or even then, you don't even want to watch the playoffs because it's all people hucking threes. Now,
I mean, I think the thing to do would be like take away the 3-point shot. That's how you make dunks more valuable. You take away the 3-point shot, or if they're gonna do some like swoosh rule, like that's the 3-point. Like it's not like you have to be behind the 3-point and you get a swish for it to be a 3-pointer.
The swish rule is really interesting because, like NBA especially, that they would spend time at the end of games reviewing the swish. They'd be like, did it hit the rim? They'd be like, taking time out to like review it. It's like
I imagine it would just be like a sensor on the rim so that it could be an instant verification or not.
I mean, but certainly, you're a very smart caller. Certainly, one would hope. But as I have championed in this show since we started, all reffing should be AI. So if they got a sensor in the rim that would tell whether it was a swish or not, that would be great. And I think that they should expand that microchip AI to all of the areas of reffing, even the fouls. Somehow they can figure it out. Because another reason NBA ratings might be tanking, just one more quick thing, is the reviewable plays at the end of the game. I like that the coaches have them. I like that they've implemented more of an NFL style with that. It's just that they've managed to now make already boring ends of games, regular season games, even longer. They add like 10, 15 minutes with replay reviews of ball going out of bounds, stuff like that. I'm sure that, I don't know. So anyway, whatever.
No, I totally agree with you. I'm a big fan of Formula One, actually, racing. And it's super fun. Drive to Survive Season 3 just came out on Netflix, I think, last week. And the season just started this last weekend in Bahrain. I haven't seen the race yet, so don't spoil it for me. But one of the biggest complaints about Formula One and the reffing for that, because, it's everywhere, is that decisions can be delayed until after the end of a race. And these races are, long things. They're arduous. People are going off. And they can seriously change the results, 15 or 20 minutes after the checkered flag. And you say all of a sudden, like, oh, well, that guy that you thought got third place actually didn't even podium because we finally decided what the, result or what the penalty should be from 30 minutes or 45 or an hour ago. So that's always really frustrating when that happens. And it's upsetting to see it, in faster paced sports as well.
Yeah, like I think they want to get it right, but it's like, yeah, I'm totally with you. Especially NBA, it's like they're adding too much review a little bit. It kind of lags.
Also, as a viewer, I want to know the results now. Damn it.
Yeah. I mean, like I with Formula One, I think the more technology, the better. I think they've had such like a sordid history with trying to like cap that technology, though. Like let's take people out of it. Let's like have everything be with sensors and stuff like that. And I actually, to that point, I have a clip to show. Did you see that? What was that? Rush? That was a cool movie.
No, I didn't see that. Was it
it's the
race
Ron
car
Howard
movie?
Yeah, the Niki Lauda, James Hunt, was that their names? Race Formula One movie. Or that was the thing with Senna, right? Was that the cars kind of technology pushed the cars to a point, and then the racing committees kind of pulled back on the technology that they were adding into these cars, which then made his car less safe in rain, believe. Is that correct? Crazy?
I didn't actually watch Rush, which is terrible as a fan, but what was
I liked it. I liked it. I thought it was fun. But I'm talking more of. Did you watch Senna?
Like as a racer, I've seen a lot of his races. I haven't seen the film.
The documentary.
It was, I think, a problem with not using wet weather tires.
But it was like a regulation thing, right? Like I think it was like a thing.
Tire rules are such a rampant thing when we're talking about, like how rules change and how like North Korea has different basketball rules. Tire rules are something that have changed a lot in Formula One, to the point where right now, I believe that you have to use the same tire set that you finish qualifying for a race in at the start of a race. You can change tires, but doing so is a qualifying start penalty where you get moved further back in the grid for a starting position. So it's, terrible.
Yeah.
And then you have to use at least 2 different kinds of tires in a race in Formula One. They usually have, like ultra soft, super soft, soft, medium, hard tires that will warm up faster or slower, will hold their grip longer or shorter, and are considered, faster for a shorter period of time, or, kind of more consistent for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Oh, and Schlitty Twitch has it. Only the top 10 have to start with their Q2 fastest tire. Bottom 10 can start with their choice. But tire rules have changed a lot over the sport, over the history of the sport.
They're Q2 fastest?
So qualifying happens in different stages.
Second fastest?
That's second stage qualifying.
Oh, second stage.
There are 3 stages of qualifying where they take cars off the track progressively if you don't qualify into the next tier. And only the top 10 eventually make it into the last one, and that's how they decide their grid position.
Okay. So it's like if it's not just like one race qualifying lap and that's where you are. It's like
it's multiple laps over multiple sessions.
Yeah, you could finish first overall in one session and then 10th in the next session and start 10th.
Potentially, yes.
Interesting. Very cool. But talking about before we get too into racing, I wanted to bring up something that happened this past week.
Too late.
March Madness. This is with the women's March Madness. There was a very controversial end of a game that also kind of pushes the narrative that maybe more technology is better. Let's get the people out of it. All right,
Baylor ball, 17 seconds to go.
Baylor. Greg,
the freshman Andrews with 13 seconds left. Carrington wants it on the block. 8 seconds left. Back to Carrington. 6 seconds left. Carrington on the drive. Carrington forces it up. No! Rebound UConn! And with 4/10 of a second left.
No foul called.
Not only was she fouled, she was knocked down, and there was nothing. No call.
No call.
Unbelievable.
You're allowed to go straight up. Those 2 girls are not going straight up, and their hands are all over the Baylor player's arms. It's all wrist, all forearm.
It's ridiculous. It's a foul that it would have been called at any other point in the game, but these refs.
Let's look at this. Leaning forward. That's bad. You can't decide a game with that.
She just looks heartbroken at the end too. This is awful.
Yeah.
Look, the way she the defending player hooks her arms over like that, in the motion. That's horseshit.
Yeah,
they got
so
hosed.
much contact.
They got hosed.
They got absolutely hosed. I hate how the announcer's like, yeah, they got her on the elbow. It's like they got her on her whole body. She was shoved to the ground. They'll be like, ooh, yeah, there's contact right there on the elbow. It's like she literally got shoved by 2 people to the ground.
Yeah, both of them fouled.
The
both defensive players fouled there. Did they not call the foul because they're like, I can't decide which player fouled harder?
Well, see, that's where you get into wondering if it's fixed or not. I'm not here to tell you that the women's March Madness is fixed, but I am here to say that they do probably a little better having UConn advance than they do having Baylor. I feel like my neighbors are I just got somebody pounding on the wall yeah, that's right, UConn is better.
You book Baylor.
And I'm like, yeah.
So I'm curious, Greg, how are you betting on women's NCAA?
You know what? I wish I could say I was, but I'm not. Hey, Nate.
Hold on.
I didn't fill out any brackets. I didn't enter any pools. There are sites occasionally that I check out for spreads and stuff like that. However, I'm not a big time gambler. But what I will say though is, if I were a gambler, I would bet on UConn women every time they play.
I'm gonna hop off now.
Your video back up.
Oh, dude, thanks. You're a great caller. Thank you.
Just want to say, Greg, we'd love to have you on Trailer Boys. I think if that's something you'd be down to do.
Dude,
have a good night, everybody.
Honor.
Wait,
hey,
Crazy. Hold on 1
saxophonist.
second.
I would be happy
Crazy
to.
saxophonist. Crazy, hold on. You still on?
Still on. What's up?
Thanks for helping out and watching the channel and supporting with Whitest Kids for all this time. I know you're like kind of OG, kind of been here through the long haul.
Of course, love to support you guys. Super looking forward to Mars. Glad to see you guys come back in all of these different forms. It's been really exciting and probably one of the highlights of 2020, an otherwise miserable and dark year.
I love.
Totally agree.
Big fan. Thanks, man.
Thanks, bro. Have a good night.
Have a great rest of the stream, guys.
Yeah.
Hey.
Talk to you soon. What's up, Nate?
Yo.
Have you guys talked about F1 racing yet? Did you see the Bahrain race last week, or Lewis Hamilton took it?
I've never seen
spoiler?
Formula One racing in my life, so I was kind of like,
No, it's not a spoiler. It happened last
like,
week.
yeah.
I mean,
I
but
was
if
like,
you hadn't
damn,
seen it,
I don't watch enough racing. I gotta get more racing in my life.
No, I'm just fucking with you. I'm fucking with you, Sax. I will want to say, I don't know how to drive. I never learned how to drive. Drive to Survive, the television show on Netflix, is amazing. It's really good. And Senna, the documentary, is amazing. It's very easy to get into.
That's I'm surprised by. Is that
Check that out.
yeah, no, it's oddly like very easy to be into for me. I thought it would
Is
be
it both
boring
on
as fuck.
Netflix? That's awesome.
I don't know. I think Senna was, but I'm not sure if it is. But Senna's just whoever did the documentary of Senna did a really good job with it. I think they've done other shit.
Nate, why am I seeing you so late? I have to go in 4 minutes, but I am so happy to see you.
Because I've been watching wrestling. That's my Wednesday thing.
Is AEW on? Are you really hooked?
Of course it is. My group
That's great.
started watching this on Zoom. I think before Sam had a show on Wednesdays, but we kind of watch it late. But it's really good. I don't know.
What happened tonight? What was the last?
Some sweaty men beefing it with each other, just slapping the
give
skins.
us an update. Give us an update.
Nyla Rose, who's the native beast right now, is like breaking Hikaru Shida over her knee, and they've got like long beef, so it's pretty good. It's a lot of weird stuff. I would never defend it because I've made fun of wrestling for my entire life. And then I hear Sam tells me a story about like how this thing started, and I start watching it with some of my friends because it was like on the one day I had off, and now I'm one of these people.
No, I love it. I love it.
You were a fan of what's that show?
Sandwiches.
Arrow.
I was.
And Arrow, the guy, what's his name?
Amell. Stephen Amell.
Stephen Amell was part of the first AEW pay-per-view.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
I don't know shit about anything. I really don't know shit about anything.
He was,
Yeah, you do. You know shit about everything. Hey, have I ever? You know what, Nate? I gotta say, in 2008, I got into wrestling because I never had growing up. I feel I was deprived it from my childhood, so I can I know how you feel a little bit because I feel like yeah, it's something that I always made fun of. But then when I got interested in it, I was like, oh, I was kind of compelled by it.
Yeah, I like it. It's I wouldn't ever try and sell it to anybody, but like what I was familiar with was like this WWE style shit, and like the AEW I think is really interesting because it's like, again, like one of the top women's people in here is a trans person. There are like out gay people in the ring. The women's division's crazy. It's like, it's kind of like a very punk rock version of WWE. And I feel embarrassed to say that, but it is like the stuff they do, I think, is a lot better. There is some cheesy shit, but at first I was like, I hate this. This is so cheesy. And then when you get the hook of it as it's supposed to be, like this cheesy kind of tongue in cheek, and like some of these like storylines are very tropish. When something's a trope, what is that called?
Cliche?
I think tropish.
Cliche. That's what it is. Anyway.
No, I know. I'm with you.
I only watch one sport.
What's his name? Joey Ryan. Is he still in AEW?
I don't know who that is. But your friend is in AEW all the time now.
Here, Nate, I'm gonna send you.
Timmy?
No, Sam's friends with a guy who's like he's debuted recently, and he's on this like kind of all the time.
Nate, have I ever told you how there were when I was in college at Boston College, there were 2 different WWE superstars in my class at BC?
Like at the time they were in WWE?
No, they were little did I know they were future superstars.
Oh. That's funny, dude.
Kofi, right?
Yeah, Kofi Kingston is one of them. He's a Hall of Famer at this point. Kofi Kingston is a god. And the other one was
Wait. Is Kofi one of the
New Day?
The New Day guys?
Yeah, the New Day, yeah.
Yeah, I have friends that see him around Boston a lot.
Yeah, he's from Winchester.
I actually have
That's funny.
Who's not the huge guy in New Day, but the other guy?
I don't know their names. I only know Kofi and
the
Hulk
other
Hogan.
guy. Apparently, the other guy apparently is Xavier Woods, right? Is that?
Didn't he have a sex tape with?
Oh yeah, but also
With
I just watched a YouTube video that was like all about the history of the show. Nick Arcade and Xavier Woods' dream is to become a WWE champion and star and host a reboot of Nick Arcade.
I feel it's an attainable goal.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, first of all, this is an attainable goal. And was this like, Doc, was it like Martin Scorsese presents Nick Arcade?
Xavier Woods, yes, thank you.
I have to see
Mike's
that,
Alive
Doc. That's
said
huge.
Joey Ryan's sexually harasses women. He's a piece of shit. So I was going to show you guys a clip of him, but he's Sportsboiz canon.
I don't know who anybody is. I don't know the names of... Who's Connor McDavid? Is he
Joey
the guy that
Ryan's-
started Scientology?
Connor McGregor.
That's L. Ron Hubbard. I know that. LRH.
Xavier Woods, I think, was the person I was thinking of, not Big E. Big E's the huge guy in New Day. Yeah.
So what kind of sports did you guys go over?
Oh, we touched on it all, man.
We talked about women's Final Four. We talked about the big moves in the NBA. Any other big moves in the NBA that? Who just went to Denver? Someone went to Denver, and apparently they look awesome.
The guy from the Magic,
Aaron Gordon. Yeah, the Magic blew up their team. Aaron Gordon went to Denver. What's his name with the Russian name? The N name went to the Bulls.
Vujovic.
Vujovic. Yeah.
Kid, you know how I became familiar with Aaron Gordon? He is in the movie Uncle Drew, which I checked out, which is
About JD Drew?
Not a good movie. It's the Kyrie Irving, Uncle Drew, old man playing basketball. Like Nick Kroll's in it. We love Nick Kroll, but it's just it's so weird.
I gotta say, I watched Bad Trip this weekend, and Bad Trip was a good trip. It's a very fun movie. Bad Trip ruled. I had so much fun watching it. It's a prank movie that most of the embarrassment happens to Eric Andre and Lil Rel and
I love Lil Rel
and Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish is so funny.
I love Tiffany Haddish.
And it was a really kind of fresh, different than other, and it's one of these prank story movies, and it moves. It's not it's 90 minutes. It's short. It's funny. It has a lot of good moments, and there's a lot of points in the movie where you're that random person is awesome. I would be friends with that random stranger. It really has a lot of hero stranger moments. It's a lot of fun.
Great.
Cool.
Sorry, I haven't seen it.
What?
Do you remember this time of year? Usually, we would go to Vegas and bet money on March Madness and the horse racing.
Yeah, I remember Nate.
It was fun.
One year, in his birthday, we went to Vegas for his birthday, and the Kentucky Derby was happening while we went to when we were in Vegas. So we're we're gonna bet on the Kentucky Derby, and Nate paid $50 to get this website's picks. There's this website that was if you bet $50 on this guy's picks last year, or if you bet $100 on this guy's picks last year, you'd have won $1,000. If you bet $100 on his picks the year before, you would have won $3,000. And it was me and Nate and four other people. Trevor was there, and we were all and Nate paid $50 for these picks, and so we were all yeah, we're gonna bet 100. So we all bet $100.
We all bet the same bet
on the same bet, and we all lost.
Yeah.
None of us
And
won.
I feel the funny thing was we were all joking about putting money on the long shot, and the long shot won.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But later we were why did we all bet the same bet?
This was also the same trip, and I feel there's this video somewhere online, maybe.
Don't tell them. YouTube. They've been digging up your videos in your past like crazy.
But
you should see the subreddit,
video.
Greg, has all these videos of Sam that he's done from the last 10 years.
There's this video of us.
I'm going to have to check that out.
We have these plastic guitars that were 80 ounces of daiquiri. Each one held 80 ounces, and it's a guitar. It's a little plastic
a
guitar.
full size.
It doesn't
not
have
a little
strings. It's a little. It's not a full size. It's a Rocksmith size, and it has a strap, but has a straw. And we would go around and pretend to tune it, but go boom, 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 boom. And we each had our own. We would go what, and we would sing Bone Thugs.
And then people would start singing it. People would walk by, and then they'd all be singing it together. It was wild. It was
what you gonna do? What you gonna miss everybody? Gonna miss every bum bum bum. It was a fun night. Oh, Lol Dickler, thank you so much, guys, for coming out tonight.
Yeah, I want to talk to you more, Nate. I got to go, though. Can we save it for next time? I love you guys.
You should come on Sam's show titled Trailer Guys.
Trailer Boys.
Trailer Boys.
This Sunday, I'm actually traveling this Sunday. I'm driving back from my parents' house. Maybe next Sunday.
Cool. Anytime.
Yeah. Guys, Sam, Nate, I love you guys.
Love you,
Love
Greg.
you too, bud.
This is always
yeah. I
really
want to
fun.
talk more. We'll talk more again
Always
soon. I love
super
your
fun.
fans, Sam, and I look forward to the next Sportsboiz, bros.
I think you don't have to call them my fans. I think you got your own fans on here, bud.
I do, but I just want to keep it real and say that I'm such a fan of Whitest Kids that, I want to contribute to that too. I think it's cool that people are donating to your new movie, and as you guys know, I always like to talk to you. So thanks for putting this together.
Thank you, Greg.
And shout out to all my fans. Shout out to all those Greg heads out there.
The Greg heads. That's Greg with one G, people. Greg with one G.
I know. They added the G for some pizzazz there. I like it, though.
Let me go over some stuff, some business really quick. We got tomorrow night. We got Zucchini Boys. Timmy's coming at you with Zucchini Boys. I think he starts at like 5 Pacific time. I think that's 7 his time. Maybe it might be 6 his time.
Yeah, he has been starting later, so he doesn't have to start right after work.
And if you want to be cool, if you want to be nice, you don't have to, but if you want to be nice, my fiance Emily is starting up her channel, and I am helping out with that. And she's got her show that's going to be following Timmy's show, but it's not going to be here. It's going to be on her own channel, Boring on Purpose, and she's trying to get those hours in. She's trying to, get that what is it? Not partner.
Affiliation.
Affiliate, and so her channel is Boring on Purpose, twitch.tv/boring. Can I post that in the? Is it gonna? Is Nightbot gonna stop me?
No. You can post links. Also, if you guys want to be funny, if you're a regular donator to Newsboys, give Sportsboiz a shout out, give Zucchini Boys, Trailer Boys during Newsboys. You say this donation is for, and then put in a different show, just to be funny.
Is that correct? Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So she's gonna do her show. I think it's called Don't Tell Me. Her advice show. If you want advice from my fiance, go to Boring on Purpose tomorrow night at 7 Pacific time. I'm gonna be there. She's gonna be there. It'll be fun. Maybe she'll have a guest. And yeah. Hey Nate, plug Trailer Boys.
Trailer Boys.
It's
on Twitch. It's on Sundays. It's
Sundays.
Fun. Oh, this theme. All right, so I'll say this. Trailer Boys. We're doing theme trailers. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Sax has been a big help with organizing the submissions. You could submit trailers, and we give out points. The submission website is miseryloves.us, and you submit a YouTube link. This theme for the next coming up Easter Sunday show is prison or jail, or I don't know what's another name for prison or jail. Incarceration, something like that. We do accept donations through the Newsboys time slot.
And that's gonna be really fun. Did I tell you about the thing I got lined up for Sunday?
No. I'm excited.
Three trailers written by or movies written by actor, writer, and ex-con Edward Bunker, who you might know as Mr. Blue from Reservoir Dogs. And there's some
I'm
good
excited.
ones.
We should do
two from the 70s. Sorry. And this is a guy who was a real deal criminal. If you go to his Wikipedia, it's his mugshot. He's done hard time, and he's made movies about doing hard time.
What's his name? Edward
Bunker.
Edward Bunker.
And one of the movies that he wrote that we'll be showing is the directorial debut of his Reservoir Dogs co-star, Steve Buscemi. So
I like that.
Those ones.
We should have a potential theme as heist movies too, because remember we went down that heist rabbit hole like 2 years ago, and we're just watching a ton of heist movies.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. I also.
What's your favorite heist movie?
It might be The Heist. I think that's a good one.
That was my choice, dude. We're brothers.
That's one of my favorite heist scenes. Is that the like no dialogue heist scene in the middle of that movie?
It's so fucking good, dude. And Gene Hackman is like, I remember that's the movie when I was like, is Gene Hackman like the best actor in the world?
I think
like that movie.
That's a good bet. That's a good pick for like best actor.
But I think that movie, and like even Danny DeVito, Delroy Lindo, like come on, shut it down, shut it down.
Yeah, a Get Shorty reunion. Danny DeVito, Delroy Lindo, and Gene Hackman. But wait, what was I saying? Oh, we have also I picked out my new movie trailers for this week too, and one of them is the new Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah. How do you decide which? Do you do it by viewer poll? Which one we watch?
No, I mean I I'm always scoping out new trailers, and on Monday these two trailers dropped. One's the new Guy Ritchie movie, and one. They both look kind of bad, but they both kind of look like they're in the same vein. One has what's that girl's name? She was in Orange Is the New Black. Ruby Rose, is that her name?
Yep.
Yeah, one's like a Ruby Rose action movie. But they're both like fun.
She was in John Wick.
They're both fun in a similar way, and I'm like, oh, this will be a good like double feature watch. And and oh, guess what?
What?
The Guy Ritchie one is like an anti-heist movie.
Oh, it's you're talking of the Jason Statham one.
Jason Statham. Have you seen that trailer yet?
I watched it during my video game stream the other day just because I saw Post Malone is in that movie.
Yeah, Post Malone. Oh, and you're big into watching Post Malone trailers.
I just like all the movies Post Malone's done.
Yeah. What other movies has Post Malone done?
I don't know. I think he did a movie with Mark Wahlberg.
Chat?
Did he think about it a lot.
What was that movie? Like Spencer for Hire or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Spencer Confidential.
That was a great movie.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
It's funny when there's a movie that's shot in Boston because everyone from Boston likes the movie.
What's up, Mike Salai?
I know who that is. It's a me, a Sam.
It's a me, Sam. Cool.
I really need to dye my beard again, bro.
Or you need
looking
to
old
not.
As fuck.
Just live life. Be old. Have fun.
Being old sucks. Post Malone and Marky Mark, right? What's the movie called? Spencer 2? Is that a movie?
I think it's called.
Fuck.
I think it's called Spencer Confidential.
Is it based on the old TV show?
No, I think the TV show is called Spencer for Hire.
Spencer for Hire. But is it like the same character?
I don't. Maybe it's based on a book. I know that. Let's see. I'm gonna read.
Is that Chris Statlander? Is that Chris Statlander, Sam?
Who's Chris Statlander?
It is. She had ACL MCL surgery. She's been out for like 10 months. Am I spoiling this? Tony Khan, whose father owns Fulham and he owns AEW, has been buying walk-on music for people. And so he just bought Orange Cassidy's walk-on music for him as the Pixies' Where Is My Mind, which is pretty cool.
I got a question for you, Nate. You'll know the answer to this. We were kind of talking about this earlier.
Circumcised, but it's a weird question.
LeBron James is part owner now of the Boston Red Sox.
Well, the Fenway Sports Group.
Also part owner of Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah.
Isn't John Henry part owner of Liverpool?
Well, yeah, this Fenway Sports Group owns like a bunch of stuff. So it's Liverpool. They're like the majority owner of. They've done big things with them.
So,
Yeah.
but he's been part owner of Liverpool longer than he's been part owner of the Red Sox.
I'm not sure. I don't know about that.
Maybe it's always been, because I feel like I've heard about that first, him being part owner of Liverpool.
They've done good things. They're getting well known for what they do. It's not like the Glazers, or the Cons are pretty. The Cons do have a good product. They have the Jaguars, AEW, Fulham. Fulham's a solid, good neighborhood team.
Let me see.
So what do you got going on this week? Were you playing some games or no?
Doing Emily's show. I think maybe playing some games. Doing Emily's show tomorrow. Playing some games. You know what I'm doing on Friday? Friday morning?
No.
Guys? Talking about sports. Talking about sports. Show you what sport I'm playing Friday morning.
What? This is a really good episode of AEW. Oh, you're going surfing?
Friday
you're going
morning.
You going to that beach that we go to?
I don't know. It might be super crowded there. I might convince everyone to venture into Malibu or something because Malibu tends to not fill up as much as El Porto does. But
you gonna take your GoPro? Maybe get some footy for like the channel?
No way. No.
Why not?
Way. I
just like some background.
I haven't been surfing in like. The last few times I went surfing was like 2 months ago, and it's like even that it's like if you go for the first time, you haven't in a long time, you suck, and it's just not.
I think you could get some good video just to like play before your show, though. Just some nice atmospheric video of water.
Maybe I'll bring
play it before your show.
I have a thing I can put my phone in, and I'll bring that, and I'll.
We should play Fall Guys. The new season just started and it has like this kind of sci-fi space theme. What? Not Trent's mom's van again.
The water is pretty cold, but like for like about 6 months, like it's gonna start warming up. I may not wear boots. I'm probably gonna wear boots, but I won't wear a hood. My wetsuit's a 3-2. Could make a sequel to Skatefall called Surfball.
I think that'd be funny.
The water is a lot more forgiving than. It's a little scarier than when you fall skateboarding, but it's a lot softer. The thing you gotta like, it's like once in a while you get hit by a board, and that's what really sucks, whether it be your own or someone else's.
You're getting hit by someone else's board.
If you're not careful.
I still think extreme sports is a good theme for Trailer Boys because I watched that movie The North Shore a couple weeks ago and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, gotta treat. What's the guy say? He's like, gotta treat me, mom, better, or gotta treat friends, mom, better, or something like that. The guy that's like the surf shaper, when he gets like mad at him, he throws down some real like Hawaiian, like native Hawaiian slang.
Have you been to Hawaii?
Statham. Yes, I've been to Hawaii.
Jason Statham. What do you say?
Jason Statham?
Is it not Jason Statham?
Should we take a vote? Do a poll really quick? Or
pretty sure it's Jason Statham.
The sequel to Skatefall is more Skatefall. That's true. I mean, I should just make a video of me going to a skate park and skating and just sucking, doing some kick
That's
turns.
how you broke your leg that one time with the... Did you ever tell the story of how you ended up with like a mini ramp in your backyard?
No, it's not. I didn't break my leg. I like severely injured my shoulder. It wasn't even a break though. It was like I'd like sprained it or something. So I had this. We had back in that. If you watched the Super Size Me commentary, that Queen's house, one of our roommates who was like a 40-year-old dude suddenly got like obsessed with like skate culture, but like it was like longboarding and downhill skating and stuff like that, which I thought was weird. But he was on one of these forums and someone said like on the forum that they were a photographer who built a mini ramp for a photo shoot, and they had to like destroy the mini ramp, but they didn't want to because they put so much work into it and were willing to drop it off anywhere for free. And so my roommate was on the message board and was like, yeah, hey, drop it off at our house. So all of a sudden, where Darren, Trevor, and I lived, there was this 6-foot mini ramp. And what was
like
crazy
green screen?
about it, yeah, it was painted green screen green for the photo shoot. And what was insane about it was that if you know anything about skateboarding, about mini ramps, it's a 6-foot ramp, and there was a foot of vert. Like, to like properly make a 6-foot ramp, you really don't need any vert. Like, a foot of vert is a lot. Like, what that means is like you know, like you think about like a ramp, how it has a curve. The vert is like a section like that. So it just was super steep, and I used to do like kick turns on it, but like, and like pump on it, and like I'd get all the way up to the coping and stuff like that, but I never dropped in. It's like a really like intimidating drop in. And one day before a show, like I just, something was up and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna drop in. I'm gonna go for it. And I imagine this is the like, here, we'll do an example. So this is the coping. This is my board. This is the skateboard. This is the coping. This is my board. Skateboard. And you gotta like, it's all dropping in. It's all about committing and throwing your weight forward, but not too far forward, or you're just gonna like stop and slam into your shoulder. Well, I was so like pumped out of, I threw my foot down and I missed my board. I threw it in front of my board and went straight from the coping to my shoulder. I went straight down from
like shoulder first,
shoulder first, and hit my shoulder like hours before a Whitest Kids show. Everyone was like, why the fuck did you do that? And then the funny thing was like, I, for like 3 weeks or something like that, had a sling. I went to the doctor. He was like, yeah, you're just like, you're banged up, just like, you have a sling, rest it. And then I had this birthday party, and I was drunk at the birthday party, and people were like hanging out on the ramp, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try and like kick turn on it. And like, this is this packed party, and I'm like doing these kick turns with my sling, and everyone's like kind of like, oh yeah. And then I just was like, fuck it, and I threw my sling off, and like everyone at the party was like, yeah, woo. It was like the most like triumphant thing I've ever done, and it was just like doing a kick turn and throwing my sling off. And like,
I thought you had a cast. Was that something else entirely different?
No, I mean, that's, I think, how the story probably gets retold, was like Sam fucking cut his cast off because it was getting in his way, and then did
he just like tore it off.
Blunt stall to, you know, blunt stall, shove it in. And it's like, no, it was a cloth sling and a kick turn.
Check the YouTube room.
Okay. All right. Let me hold on. All right. Give me 1 second. All right.
When was the last time you went skateboarding? I was gonna get back into it, and then I for like 2 weeks I was like, "This is great, I have it back." And then I fell so hard, and my glasses went like skittering across the street, and I was hurt for like 3 days. And it wasn't that hard of a fall; it was just I hit a rock. It was like, whoop, and I was like, "I think I'm done. That's it for me."
That's the thing. Is like skateboard. Like when you get older, guys. Like there are moments where I trip and I don't fall, but I still like hurt myself. My body's still like, like when you catch yourself, but you're still like, oh, I'm as hurt as if I like ate shit when I was younger, like.
Yeah. It's not fun. It is not fun.
So
you're muted.
Yeah. I'm muted?
Your video is muted.
What do you mean?
For your YouTube.
You.
Okay, you guys play me a song. Wait, we're tuning out. Tune me out. I want to hear your song.
You feeling it? You like Bone Dogs? Bone Dogs.
I think I would like that.
Sully was trying to do Poison songs.
Hi,
Remember that?
I'm Taylor Ray. Look me up.
I think our band is just going in different directions.
All right.
Do you remember she was trying to promote her pornography website?
It's Taylor Ray. Look her up.
And then she told us the name of her website, and it was like something like XXX Taylor. It was very funny.
Yeah. All right, dude, I gotta go. Guys,
Tell Emily I said hello.
I'm gonna hit up the Fantastic Plastics. I'm gonna raid you guys all.
Yeah, are you gonna go on their show?
I would.
Yeah.
I'm down. Tell them I'm down.
Let them know, because you guys both do Wednesday shows, and they do a Wednesday interview show.
I should do.
So you guys go in and chat. You should connect them.
We should do a song together via internet.
Oh, yeah.
I'll play a song if they tell me learn this song. I'll learn whatever song they.
Their song list is posted. You can see it all. Good to see everyone. Hopefully, I'll see you on Sunday.
Let's see.